Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. A fan's allegation that Roman Reigns is being booked by WWE to appear weaker than Rhea, Ripley, and Damian. Priest Reigns perished as a result of the bloodline on the WWE show from last night. SmackDown debuted on SmackDown Reigns. Following Solo Sikoa's call to action and a fight broke out between the two. Reigns defeated Tatonga and Solo, but was then caught off guard by Jacob Fatu on the show. Concluded with the Ancestry displaying a triple on the initial tribal chief, use a powerbomb. In the meanwhile, WWE has scheduled Rhea, Priest, Damian, and Ripley as an unstoppable duo opposing the recent ruling. Day on Raw for the past 2 weeks. Admirer of Morgan posted on Twitter, saying that Roman Reigns is scheduled by WWE in a way that makes him appear feeble earlier. Priest, along with Ripley, the Nightmare appeared dissatisfied with the tweet and gave a long, detailed response. Message KY. This is a live one right now. Morgan Stan and its organic surroundings of X. If you approach very slowly, then you possibly able to perceive its inherent call, where the other LM stands by and is called to. If you're crying about something, try not to produce a sound or express a viewpoint. These animals live in packs and don't venture too far apart in the event that, surprised, the screams may get unbearable. Be careful when you're out there. Rhea Ripley possesses enormous battle ahead of her in the initial 2 years of Judgment Days concluded at SummerSlam in 2024 during the Terror Twins event, suffering from Finn Balor's betrayals, Dominic Mysterio, and aren't together anymore. Participants on the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley. She is currently entirely focused on Bash in Berlin, where she'll take part in a combined tag team battle. The Fear all twins are preparing to face Dominic and Liv Morgan Mysterio at the occasion. In response to assertions that Roman Reigns appears feeble in contrast to her, Damian Priest, the scene behind the scenes of WWE had been a rumor mill ever since the occurrences of Roman SummerSlam. Reigns as the dominant tribe leader was holding on to the worldwide championship tremble as the Damian and Rhea Ripley, the stars of Judgment Day. Priesthood was growing at one point. Story had started to emerge, one that questioned the supremacy of Roman Reigns and likened as the sinister pair of Ripley and Priest as the Day of Judgment grew. Greater authority and sway on Monday nights, Raw made it evident to the WWE community that the company's dynamic was the bloodline was no longer the shifting, stable group that was formerly. Judgment Day possessed its own vicious enforcers, and Priest and Ripley both had gained a reputation for carrying out whatever it takes to keep things under control. Money in the Bank was retained by the Priest contract during the unstoppable Ripley. It wasn't the WWE Women's World Champion. Long before enthusiasts began to draw comparing Roman Reigns to Ripley, Priest, the emotion during the conflict. The world started to change. Was the tribe chief's loss of control? Was the atmosphere, the unbeatable nature of Reign beginning collapse? But more crucially, Rhea Ripley surpassing the table leader. These inquiries resulted in a viral online discussion, and when Rhea Ripley, she was questioned about the assertions that Roman Reigns were made by the Priest appear feeble. Her response sent shockwaves across the WWE Universe. The scene behind the scenes, the Monday that followed, the excitement in the locker room and SummerSlam. Roman Reigns was anxious in the room, barely, almost made it with his title because of a few final minute meddling by one person. In the meanwhile, Judgment Day proceeded to achieve success in both Raw and fans are left wondering after SmackDown if the aura of the reign was lessening in comparison to Ripley's commanding presence. Midst of the confusion, a priest. The interviewer was able to reach Rhea. Ripley, in her go-to all-black outfit, prepare for her World Cup victory, sparkling over her shoulder. Rhea exuded self-assurance as she moved through the corridor with a stern, determined expression. Never too far away is Damian Priest. Ali was standing at her from his Judgment Day, next to his Money in the Bank purse. Rhea, there's been a lot of discussion. The interviewer started up online, and many are claiming Roman Reigns has begun to seem feeble in comparison to Damian and you, clergy, particularly in light of your recent supremacy. What are your thoughts on it, WWE? Ripley came to a halt and lifted her brows. A cunning smile appeared on her as she cast a quick peek at the priest, grinned back, obviously delighted by the Eradicator's return to the question. The camera laughed, her eyes intense. Gently before uttering Rhea Ripley's audacious Roman Reigns in reaction, Ripley cocked her head to the. Her tone was tinged with, "You're referring to the same Roman who needed his younger cousin to come to his aid at SummerSlam, that Roman." She spoke without thinking, hovered briefly in the air as if relishing the seriousness of the circumstances underlying her. Damian Priest, his powerful physique with his arms crossed, silently endorsing everything, saying, "Listen, Roman Reigns is, Ripley, the chief of the tribe, and I won't remove that from him. And he controlled this industry for many years. Yet, let's get honest. Leaning in closer to the camera and controlling a business, according to Ripley, isn't about hiding behind your family, it's about taking a stand by yourself. 2 feet is about having a merciless, fearful, and aware that nobody can. I work week in and week out to let you down." Priest from last week certainly nodded along, endorsing the idea of the strength. It was evident in the air as Ripley's piercing stare didn't flinch for even a moment. "You wish to discuss creating someone appear feeble, Ripley. Moreover, what if a man is incapable of winning a match without disruption, Dom, Finn, or any other? To win for me, Damian, I ruin everyone that obstructs my path, so I focus entirely on my own." Interviewer was taken aback by Ripley's frank candor, stumbled for a follow-up query to gauge your thoughts. "There is danger to Roman's title reign." Ripley laughed a loud, frigid sound that reverberated through the hallway. "Roman Reigns, in my opinion, has been months on life support. Thus he is aware. The WWE and the Bloodline are aware of it. The Cosmos is aware that the only thing holding, the thing that puts him at the top, is that never have the courage to confront him and put him out." Despite his suffering, she hesitated to grin, expanding even more. "But that will change, as you can see." Damian clutching something quite valuable, she stated, indicating the bank's money briefcase, "and as Roman is occupied having a tribal game, we're playing chess, Chief. One poor decision on his part, and everything he is built crumbles." Damian Priest at last raises his voice, his rich voice lending gravitas to the instantaneous. "Roman has avoided the likely that he could have gotten away SummerSlam, but eventually that, when the briefcase will be redeemed, that occurs across the whole WWE landscape. Modifications, the Day of Judgment, is not merely pursuing the gold, that is, we are after." The WWE Universe responds, Rhea. Soon after, Ripley's remarks made headlines. Includes comments from both admirers and detractors on the rivalry in brewing between the Day of Judgment and the social media for Bloodline users took off.